Task 7.1. Understand and comply with investigations. Investigations can range from internal incidents to legal cases, and how we handle them is crucial for both security and compliance. This is an interconnected field, so many of the concepts we see here will echo throughout the other domains in our CISSP journey. So let's get started. And remember, if I don't go deep enough, use that prompt at the end. Go as deep as you need. This task has 5 subtasks, which include 1. Evidence collecting and handling, 2. Reporting and documentation, 3. Investigative techniques, 4. Digital forensics tools, tactics, and procedures, and 5. Artifacts, data, computer, network, mobile devices. Each of these subtasks connects to many other subtasks and tasks that we've already discussed or will be discussing. And as you go online, remember these aren't standalone concepts, part of a broader system that ensures the integrity of the investigative process. So let's take a little deeper look now. 7.1.1. Evidence collection and handling. This subtask is foundational because if the evidence is mishandled, the entire investigation can be compromised. On the exam, expect questions that test your knowledge of the correct procedures and of the importance of maintaining integrity in this process. Here are some key points. Chain of custody documentation. Every step in the evidence collection process needs to be documented. You must track who had access to the evidence and when. This ensures that evidence can be trusted in legal proceedings. Think of it as a digital paper trail. The exam will test your ability to understand this concept. Forensics data acquisition. Forensics tools must be used to collect data in a way that ensures it cannot be altered or corrupted. You'll need to be familiar with the approved tools and methods. This is especially important because the exam may present scenarios where the right tools or methods need to be selected. Secure evidence storage. Once evidence is collected, it must be stored securely, tamper-proof and accessible only to the authorized individuals. Protecting the integrity of evidence from unauthorized access or contamination is critical for both real-world operations and for passing the exam. Remember, the subtask links with other subtasks. So let's move. 7.1.2. Reporting and documentation. This is another area that will appear in several tasks in your exam, and mastering is essential not only for the exam, but for your day-to-day role as a security professional. And some key elements include detailed incident reporting. You need to provide comprehensive reports that cover all relevant details of an incident. This includes timeline, actions taken, evidence collected, and individuals involved. The exam will test your ability to craft clear, detailed reports that help teams and auditors understand the full scope of an incident. Standardized documentation templates. Consistency is critical. On the exam, you might encounter scenarios where standardized templates make the difference between effective incident management and a confusing report. Consistent documentation makes it easier to analyze, review, and compare incidents. Regulatory compliance alignment. This is where we tie security incidents back to the broader compliance requirements. Documentation must meet legal, regulatory, and industry standards. This is not only key for passing the exam, but also for avoiding penalties in the real world. Make sure to understand which standards apply in different scenarios, as these may come up in questions. Confidentiality and access controls. Protecting the confidentiality of your report is essential. Only authorized personnel should be able to access or modify sensitive information. Access control is a recurring theme in the exam, and this subtask is a prime example of where it's very important. As always, don't forget these concepts are repeated and interconnected through the studies. 7.1.3. Investigative techniques. The techniques that will help you understand not just what happened, but why and how it happened. The exam, you'll be tested on how well you can apply these methods to uncover the full scope of security incidents. Some items you'll need to focus on. Root cause analysis. This is about getting to the bottom of an issue. Identifying the root cause will help you prevent it from happening again. On the exam, you may face scenario-based questions asking you to determine what method would be best for discovering an underlying issue. Digital forensics. the backbone of modern investigative techniques. You'll use digital forensic techniques to collect, analyze, and preserve evidence from sources like computers, networks, and mobile devices. The exam will likely test your ability to choose the correct methods and tools for specific incidents. Log analysis and correlation. Logs are a critical source of evidence in investigation. You'll need to analyze and correlate logs from multiple sources to reconstruct the events surrounding an incident. This will be crucial not just for the CISSP exam, but in real-world applications. It helps pinpoint anomalies and attack vectors. Threat intelligence integration. Incorporating threat intelligence helps you understand the tactics, techniques, and procedures used by attackers. This understanding is important in the exam, as you may be asked how to best anticipate or respond to future threats. Interview and interrogation. These techniques are more human-oriented. You'll need to gather information from key personnel, and if applicable, suspects. The exam may present scenarios where structured questioning techniques are critical to uncovering additional facts and evidence. These techniques interrelate with other domains. You'll find the exam repeats some common themes, right? But that's okay. We just get smarter and better all around. 7.1.4 Digital Forensics Tools, Tactics, and Procedures. This subtask focuses on the technical tools and methods used to collect and analyze digital evidence. The exam often tests your knowledge of these tools and the best practices for their use in investigations. Some key points. Selection of forensics tools. The tools must be validated and industry recognized for preserving the original state of digital evidence. Data acquisition techniques. You'll be tested on techniques like disk imaging and memory dumps, which ensure that evidence is collected without altering the original form. Knowing these methods and when to apply them is key for both the exam and real-world responsibilities. Forensics analysis methods. Once you have the evidence, you need to analyze it using techniques like file system analysis, network traffic analysis, and malware reverse engineering. The exam may present scenarios based where you need to select the correct method to extract actionable intelligence. Incident-specific tactics. Different incidents call for different approaches. For instance, mobile forensics or cloud forensics may require specialized tools and procedures. The exam could test your understanding of which tactics are best suited for specific challenges, such as recovering encrypted data. Documentation and chain of custody. So very, very important. Yeah, as always, documentation is essential. You need to meticulously document all forensics activities, including tool usage, findings, and maintaining the chain of custody. This ensures that evidence is admissible in court or regulatory investigations. Expect the exam to challenge your knowledge of how to properly document forensics work. 7.1.5 Artifacts. Data, computer, network, mobile devices. Artifacts are the pieces of digital evidence you're collecting during an investigation, ranging from data files to network logs to mobile devices. The exam will test your understanding on how to identify, preserve, and analyze these artifacts to support an investigation. Some key topics. Identification of relevant artifacts. During an investigation, you need to systematically identify the digital artifacts that are relevant to the case. This could include data files, network logs, computer systems, or mobile devices. The exam may challenge you to determine which artifacts are the most pertinent for a given scenario. Artifact preservation. Once identified, preserving the integrity of these artifacts is essential. Using forensic techniques to ensure that no data is altered or damaged during collection and analysis is key. And the CISSP exam will likely test your knowledge of proper preservation methods. Cross-artifact correlation. Correlating artifacts from different sources allows you to build a comprehensive timeline of events and see how different elements of an incident are connected. The ability to analyze artifacts across platforms or devices could be tested in scenario-based questions, so make sure you understand this concept well. Artifact analysis techniques. Analyzing artifacts may involve recovering deleted files, examining metadata, or reconstructing network traffic. The exam could ask you to apply specific analysis techniques to uncover meaningful insights from artifacts, so it's important to familiarize yourself with these methods. And chain of custody documentation, which we just covered, right? Don't forget documenting everything, just like with evidence collection and handling. Maintaining a clear chain of custody for artifacts is essential to ensure their authenticity and admissibility in legal and regulatory procedures. All right, summarizing some key takeaways from Task 7.1. Proper evidence handling. You must understand how to maintain a chain of custody and how to use approved forensics tools to ensure the integrity of digital evidence during investigations. 2. Effective reporting and documentation. More than just writing things down, it's about creating detailed incident reports that meet legal, regulatory, and compliance standards. And 3. Mastering investigative techniques. From root cause analysis to digital forensics, the exam will challenge you on a range of techniques. These methods ensure that you not only cover what happened, but can also propose effective remediations and preventive strategies for the future. Remember, these concepts are interconnected. All right, let's test it on our knowledge on the next page here. All right, try it out with the prompt below. If you haven't already improved it, if you did, save that improvement. Mail it off to us. Let us know. And again, I always encourage you to use multiple AIs because sometimes they hallucinate. It's like sometimes I go in there and I go, I know you said this, Gemini, but according to ChatGPT and Claude, y'all be tripping. All right, see you at 7.2.